What it is, YouTube friends and family. All right, so it's your boy, the Bad Wolf. Now, this is going to be a video about people who are either in foreclosure or about to go into foreclosure. I'm gonna have some interesting tricks. So I got one or two here for you guys now, but I might have the thangy thing for you guys a little bit later. I've been coming across some interesting information. And if you're a homeowner, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to this and definitely the next one I make because it is going to be something you're gonna love. All right, so anyway, let's get to it. So if you're in foreclosure, obviously you weren't able to pay your mortgage and things of that nature. Just you fell behind on the bills, and it happens. It's nothing to be embarrassed about, it's nothing to be ashamed about. It happens. It just sucks. When you put all this money and time and effort into this place, and you've got memories there, and you've raised your kids, and all that. So what we're looking at is one of the first things you need to address is contacting the bank who holds the mortgage, um, and you're going to want to ask them if you, meaning you, the homeowner, has insurance or mortgage protection over your mortgage. Okay? Because typically, there's a couple things going on here. You're going through so many papers and whatever else. You may not realize this, but they'll just say, okay, this is mortgage insurance, this is whatever, blah, blah. So even though you couldn't pay, you might have been paying the premiums towards having that mortgage insurance to protect your payments. Okay, not everybody will have this, but you should. It should be there. Um, Even after a while, you can even drop it and then get some of your money back from just having that. Okay. Now, when you contact them on that, they have to respond to you within 30 days. Like obviously they have to receive it, and then they have 30 days to respond to you. And by law, they have to let you know if you have it. They can't ignore it or whatever else. And if they do, keep a record of that, because if you go to court, or when you go to court and go to court, um, you'll need to bring that up. Hey, I contacted them. I sent this request, certified or whatever, and they never got back to me on this. Okay, so that kind of puts them in a bad position. Like, how come you didn't get back to the response? So you should have that. The next thing up is, by law, they have to have that insured. They have to have it covered. Okay, so even if you don't have it, the bank has it. They have to protect all their assets. Remember, they're not coming out of their pockets for any of this. All right, so when you send that letter off, it should be twofold. Ask them if you have the insurance, or do they have the mortgage protection insurance. Is my mortgage, is my house protected by any form of insurance? Because they might try to call it something different. So ask them, do I have any kind of insurance to protect my payments or the house? Do you have any insurance programs that protect the mortgage itself or the house? Anything. Because like I said, depending on what they call it, they might try to Jedi mind trick you. Okay? And keep that letter, no matter what they send. If they say they have it, good. Then you want to enact it. Okay? Because this is why insurance was made. Enact it. Let's go. If they don't send you anything back, use that also against them. Okay, so these are the things you have to know. So a lot of people are sitting there going through these things, and you don't have to. Um, you know. So that's the first part of the tricks. Okay, next, if it comes down to it, you can contact me for a LPN, which those are only $100, and you're gonna send it in to them as an offer to pay off, your house. It's a promise to pay, and it's in the correct format. And we're going to send it to the correct department and the correct person there, because then you're making an offer to pay. Now, by law, if you make an offer to pay, even if it's $5, they're supposed to accept it and work with you on getting you caught up. Okay? But you've made an offer. So if you are just not paying and you're like, well, I'm just going to hope for the best and then I'm not going to go to court, well, then they definitely win, and they're going to add up all those fees and payments and whatever else and say, well, we've made these payments, and so now we're invested in the house, and so that's why we're going to take it over. Because you guys have to remember, um, the next thing is that you, if you didn't weren't aware of this, it means you haven't watched my other videos. So if you haven't, shame on you. Subscribe and let's get to this. All right. So you financed your own mortgage. You financed the entire deal. So really, essentially, what they did was fraud because they didn't tell you that when you signed on it, they converted that application into a promissory note, did their little Jedi magic behind the closed doors, and then sold you back or gave you back your own money, and then charged you interest on something that they didn't come out of their pocket one red nickel or one red cent. Okay? It's a unilateral contract, so technically it would be void anyway because they never signed it. They never told you it was going to be a swap for swap. You signed up for a loan, so that's fraudulent activity right there. So these are things that you can bring up in the courtroom. So I do have that paperwork also available on things that you can ask them. That I believe that's $100 for that. That's the mortgage challenge paperwork, if you will, to the bank. It may not be down below, but it will be on the site. And obviously, if you know about it, you can email me and ask me for that paperwork. I'm just putting on the final touches for it. I'm actually utilizing it right now with the particular bank that I'm dealing with. And because they didn't want to honor that, now we're escalating it to the next level above them. And, well, yeah, they're going to be in some situations, okay? They're in, it's kind of funny. They never get back to me right away. But when I mailed the letter off for complaint above them, I got a letter same day from them and the bank. You know what I mean? So, yeah, okay, wheels are turning. So I'm going to let you guys know how that works out. But the paperwork that I do provide definitely gives you ammo when you go into the court hearing for it, because these are things that they can't deny. All right. So you would essentially what you would do is you would mail that off to them, and then even with the promissory note, or you can do one or the other, but I would suggest doing both. If you can't afford to do both, at least do the challenge letter, mail that off, keep a copy of that, and then when you go into court, you're going to have your copy, and then you're going to go down the line of, hey, they didn't provide this, they didn't do this, they didn't do this, this is what it is. And you have a greater chance of success than you are going to have going in there cold, not going in there at all, or else using some attorney or lawyer that's, going to try to just bat things around and just kind of move things forward, okay? So anyway, the next thing up, which is also in the paperwork, which you can do on your own, is you're going to go to the Mortgage Electronic Registration Services System online, or MERS, MERS. I think it's MERS.org. If it's not .org, then try .com. Get your your servicing number off of your packet. Your whole mortgage, it should be on there. If you don't have that, you can still go to that site, and they've got a converter tool. You can put in your information and find a different way. But what you want to do is you want to find your mortgage listing with MERS online. Because remember, all these places, they have the master copy. They then send it to MERS. MERS gives them a copy, and then MERS destroys the original. Okay, so that process is called, it's been bifurcated, bifurcation, which means that the papers that are supposed to stay together have been separated, and that's illegal, because that means you do not hold true ownership, or they don't own it. So when they're saying, well, we own it until you pay us off, they don't own it. You got a copy, they got a copy, MERS got the original, and then it was destroyed. So now it's you guys are sitting in a position where you technically have almost equal strength, but you actually have more, because remember, they didn't put any money into the house, you did. So that's another tool and trick that you're going to use, is say, I actually poured money into it, not only making these payments to them, paying back my own loan, swap really, but all the money you've put into your house, repairs, the heater, the grass, or whatever, add all that up and put it into one file, And that's what you're going to submit or show to the court to say, hey, I have the solid interest in this place. Okay, that in conjunction with everything else I'm giving you is going to give you a better chance. Now, by law, I can't say that anything is guaranteed, so you will never hear me say I guarantee anything other than a smile. It's literally the best I can do. It hurts. Not like Batman. I don't do that. It's pretty much. Okay. So that being said, this may not be for everybody. Can't say that's going to work for everybody, but the information in there is solid. It comes from me using it. It comes from other people who have actually won their cases using this information. Adding my information into that information, working with them. Some of it just doing solid research on other cases that have been won by, people. Like literally, you guys can find all this information if you just go online and look for it and put it together. And then you're going to stand a better chance. So even if you don't use mine, definitely do the research yourself, and it'll mean more to you. If not, get my information and then research that information in there, see why it's valid, why it will work for your most situations, if not a high percentage, and do it. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe on the way out. Today, I think, is the day that we're going to do the subscription service, so that should be available. So you should be getting some notifications, or look around for the tab that'll have that. What else? What else? I don't know. I guess I'll just make some more videos. Oh, check out blacksite32.com. It has all the information that is contained here and down below, and also discounts, consultations, offers, and everything else except for, a lightsaber, because who doesn't want a lightsaber, right? All right, guys. Well, that's about it. Take care. Have a great day. I'm on my way.